Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So you guys might have seen in the first part, I think I'm going to put it before I start talking, but I've been sitting here at my desk for a while. I started by just doing a little self-care day. It's a no makeup day, so you guys are just going to enjoy this today. But yeah, it's Sunday. I was just relaxing this morning, put on a face mask while I was printing and cutting off some sewing patterns that I'm really excited to give a try. And I just have been just kind of hanging out. I wanted to be sewing much earlier today, but I had to pause for a while there. I started to get really lightheaded and my heart rate was going up, and so I just kind of needed to take a step back. I am very anxious and an overthinker. So I started kind of spiraling a little bit. My husband has to remind me that all of the medications that I'm on right now, specifically for this pregnancy, are things that cause like dizziness and they can elevate my heart rate and things like that. So, yeah, just it's so fun. It's so fun. I hate medicine. I hate taking all the medications. I normally have to take medications, but I had gotten them down to like just a few. But while I'm pregnant, I just have so many that it just, I hate it so much. But we're feeling a little bit better now. I'm feeling good. I'm going to finish cutting out because I stopped earlier and then didn't come back in here until now. I have 2 more patterns that I'm cutting out. These are for some really fun, different size, like sleeves, like tech book sleeves that I'm going to be making. I really wanted to kind of change up a little bit as I started going through my products and going through things that I have and what I like and what I don't like and things like that. And one thing in particular is that I started, when I made my first book sleeves, I just kind of found a pattern that was free. I've had a bunch of patterns on my computer that I purchased like when I got my sewing machine. So that was like Christmas last year, because I got the first sewing machine for my birthday last year from my mom. The one that's still under my desk, still broken. But that sewing machine, I immediately went on Etsy and I started finding sewing patterns, because the only way I've ever sewn is with patterns. Like, that's how my grandmother taught me. We would go and just buy them at Joann's and things like that. And that's just, I always sew with patterns. So, I really wanted to purchase some, and I purchased quite a few for products that I wanted to make, and then I got very intimidated by them because I'm me. I overthink, and I just started thinking about how this is going to be so hard. They're not going to look as good as other people's things. Comparison, my normal thing. We'll skip past it. I talk about it enough. But yeah, I just kind of pushed that to the side, and I didn't really use any of them. And I have really cute patterns that I bought, and also they're patterns that I really like that are, a little different from what everybody is doing right now. And I think I really started to realize the more that I have gotten into this small business, which it is we're over a year. We're at like a year and a half now of me running this small business, because I technically started it in July of 2024. Yeah. So, we're almost hitting like a year and a half of running this small business. And I just I think I got so nervous about like things that people will like that I really took out of it kind of what I like and what I enjoy. And I just like a lot of different things, and I like things that are a little quirky, or I like things that are fun, or maybe a little more practical for what I think and what I would use them for. But it may not be like the most popular item. So like I knew I didn't want to make like the boxy makeup bags. I love those. I think they're so cute, but there's just so many people that are doing them and I don't want to do them. That's just basically it. And I knew there were quite a few other things that I didn't want to do, but like a book sleeve or a tablet sleeve was something I always wanted to. So I'm really excited about this pattern and to give it a shot. I just want to cut out these last 2, just taking me a minute. Last time I tried to cut up a pattern, I used my guillotine cutter. Worst thing in the world, just use regular scissors, because my eyes, for some reason, did not go straight, so I like messed up cutting the pattern and it was a hot mess. But yeah, I have a lot of fun sewing things that I want to try, so that's pretty much what this whole vlog is going to be, is just trying out some different sewing patterns and figuring out what kind of products I want to put in my shop. And so yeah, let me finish cutting this out and then I will check back in with you guys in a minute. It's going to continue to get darker because, like I said, the first part of that video was shot like really early this morning when I came in here. It's now almost like 4:30, 5 o'clock, so it's gonna start getting dark really soon, so you'll see the lighting change in here just a little bit. But yeah, let me go ahead and jump right into this, and then I'll check back in with you all in a little bit. All right, everyone. So I'm not going to show my face for the end of this video because I just have felt a mess and I look a mess. But this is my first attempt at the kind of book sleeve that I wanted to make. I definitely messed up with the zipper. This being my first time using a zipper was not great, but I am way happier with the way that this book sleeve turned out as opposed to my other ones. The rounded edges are fine, but I wanted to just kind of experiment with something else. I want to challenge myself, everything else. So we'll start with the top because you can see it's crooked. I definitely messed up the zipper on this. I did not give myself enough space to close this off at the end, so it's really just kind of like overlapping here, and I think the zipper should have been a little bit shorter so I could sew straight up the side, and that was my mistake. I definitely should have done that, but I did not. And the same thing on this side. I think I didn't give myself enough space here, so it just didn't pop out the way that I wanted to. I like sewed a weird piece together. It just ended up really awkward, but I am happy with the installation of this zipper though. I think it looks really good. I think I did a good job there. I was very proud of kind of how that turned out, and also this lining. This is just a plain white fabric lining, but I was very happy with it. This flap was nice and easy to do. Again, it's not, because it's not like ironed down right now either, it looks uneven on the front, but the flap was actually even with the zipper. It's just the zipper is uneven in this, piece, so it's making it really awkward. But I do like this little flap. I thought that was nice. This is my first time using bias tape. It is not perfect. You guys can definitely see that by the sewing. I think the bias tape that I had was a little too big. I need to get one that is a little thinner, or I need to cut that bias tape down if I use it. I'm not sure the actual size that I have because it doesn't have a label on it anymore, but I bought bias tape a really long time ago when I thought I was going to try to use it immediately, and I did not. But I do like the look of bias tape, so I would like to start using bias tape. It was fairly easy to get on, just me having to like follow the line was a little off on it. And I did a pocket for the first time, and I really liked the way the pocket turned out. I thought this was really nice. Yeah, and so this pattern is supposed to have like a button here so that you can keep this closed, and then also I was going to put my label on the outside. I actually ordered some like leather labels to put on because I just don't like the way the printed ones look for me. So I ordered some labels, some little leather like oval long tags here, and I'm gonna use my laser machine to laser in Nichole Co, and then I can just sew them to the front, because also that's just like I can always remember to add them in, since I forget in the middle of the process to like sew on those actual labels. But yeah, so I want to do that and put that there with the buttons or something maybe. But for my first attempt at not only using a zipper but just following a pattern, and I haven't followed a pattern in such a long time, I'm very happy with this. I think it looks nice. For this particular fabric, I think I did use too big of quilting squares. I was essentially just copying exactly as the pattern said to do, and exactly as the like video tutorial that came with the pattern said to do. But in the process, I think I realized I do like a much smaller quilting like square. This was just lines, and I don't even know if you can really see it on camera, but they're probably like two-ish, maybe 3 inches in square. They're really big, and that's what they had, was like really big chunky lines, which looked fine on the fabric that they had, but with this fabric in particular you can't really see it anyway. And I think I also like a more diagonal like quilt, as opposed to just a straight, or if I was going to do it, I would just do one direction but then make it a lot smaller so it's a little more defined. But for my first try, I was very happy with this, and yeah, I'm going to keep giving these a try. I think I'm going to try another one a little later and see if I can fix what I did with this zipper to make it fit a little bit better. I still have a bunch of extra fabric. I also know what I'm going to not do for next time. So in the video tutorial and on the actual pattern itself, they had you quilt like one big piece of fabric first and then add in all of the additional things later. Like you went back after you quilted that giant piece of fabric, then you cut out like each individual pattern piece. to me that was just honestly a little too hard. Me trying to fold over the fabrics to like sew it, and I would go like a little to the side or a little crooked or off, so some of the lines weren't like perfect. I don't think I got too many that were like too messy looking on this, but it definitely was a lot harder than I was anticipating it to be. So I think for me personally, I will cut out each individual like piece that I need. I think that's also going to be way easier for like trying to bulk sew like a specific size of, you know, these sleeves. I want to be able to go, oh, okay, I know that I need to do this, and this. Like I need to get all of this together, and this all needs to match. So yeah, for my first try, not terrible, not too bad. Like I said, definitely a lot of things to fix, but I am still a very novice sewer from what I used to do when I was younger and I was a little more experimental. One of the things I'm trying to break myself out of just through the end of this year and moving forward is just not only my perfectionism, but being afraid to just be creative. I'm someone that, like, if I color something the wrong color, it drives me insane because I know it's supposed to be a right way. Or if I do something that's a little off and it looks a little wonky, to me, I'm like, I need to fix it to make it the right way. And so I kind of was like a little hard on myself with this at first. I definitely had some things that need to be adjusted and fixed on here. But I think once I get them fixed, it's going to look really nice, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited that these will be kind of the book slash text sleeves. If you see little blue here, it's the chalk. I didn't take that off yet. The little markings I had for all of the, to know where to line things up at and stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited to just continue sewing. I know this video did not end up the way that I wanted it to. Honestly, mentally, I have just been struggling a lot. I have been very anxious again, and it's just all starting to creep up on me a lot. I know it's because at the end of next week, I do have my anatomy ultrasound finally. I had to push it back a couple weeks just due to my doctor being on vacation and then finding a day that worked where my husband could go with me and my son could stay with my sister. So I am just me, and I am very anxious and very nervous, and so I have not been myself, and I've just been very out of it this week. So every time I went to pick up a camera, I just kind of spaced. I also have been feeling a lot of mom guilt for coming into this office, even more than before, and it's mostly because I know my son is very much knowing that something is happening. Something is changing within me. I know that he knows that there's a baby. We tell him all the time, but I don't think he's registered it yet, but I think he's starting to get all of the feelings. He's picking up. So he is very attached to mommy all the time. So anytime I go to move or do anything else, it is quite a fight. I have to literally sneak everywhere, and I've just been feeling really bad about it. So I'm forcing myself to get some me time in because I have not had any me time this whole week. And my husband today, we were supposed to go out and have a whole day out, and he was like, just make this day yours and go into the office and go do what you want to do. And it took me probably 3 hours today to actually get started. And then once I finished this today, that's why this has taken me so long, because every time I start doing something, it's late at night and I'm tired. But it took me forever to get started. And then once I got started, I got into a groove, and I felt really good. So yeah, so I'm really happy about this so far. This one's going to definitely be for me, or like my husband can have it if he likes this flower pattern, which he probably will, to be totally honest. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. I know it's not as long, but I will see you guys again on Tuesday. We're getting back into it. It's gonna be probably a little bit more of a chill vlog while I still plan out how to properly cut these out and practice with some zippers and see kind of how I can get on this. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any tips for me, any of my sewers, let me know how in the heck to put zippers in, because every time I've tried to use a zipper, it has just not been good, and I want to learn how to get better at them. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like this new pattern. Once I get these like perfected to the way that I like them, I do have this pattern in multiple sizes, and so I want to make as many sizes as I can so that we have smaller ones and larger ones. This size is kind of an in-between. It's not one of the sizes listed because I messed up a measurement at the bottom, so it's about an inch off from the size it's supposed to be, but it's still a very good size. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you're feeling, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!